What's up YouTube? We are back with another video. This is 6 Feet Echo, and today we're going to be reacting to top 10 convicts freak out after given a life sentence. Maybe you're one of these people on this list. Let's go.
And they had to pay any prices. Here are the top 10 convicts freaking out after the judge gives them a life sentence. Starting off this list, in our number 10 spot, we have Shondell Jackson. In a 2010 case, the courtroom atmosphere turned highly dramatic during the sentencing of 19-year-old Shondell Jackson. Jackson had been found guilty of the first-degree intentional killing and robbery of 21-year-old Nathan Potter, a University of Wisconsin Milwaukee student. Jackson and his accomplice, Derek Thomas, attempted to rob Potter, ultimately taking his life, even though Potter did not have any money. Throughout the
So wait, look. You plan to rob somebody for money. That person turns out to not have any money. Then you kill that person. Or maybe they actually fought with you, but still, you had the intention to kill the person. You deserve going to prison, bro. You just deserve it.
No remorse or sadness for his crime or for the victim's
See?
death. In fact, he
even
smiled at the victim's family while being escorted out of the courtroom. John Potter, the victim's father, addressed Judge Rebecca Dallett during the trial, acknowledging that nothing could bring back his son, but asking for an appropriate punishment for the horrific crime. He pondered if there was such a thing as pure evil, expressing his belief that it existed. When Jackson was sentenced to life in prison without parole, his reaction...
Life imprisonment for what he did, that's great. That's great. That's a big W. Big W.
Turned violent as he began cursing at the judge. Prompt action by the police.
He knows he ain't coming back.
Such behavior based on his actions during
pure
the trial
evil
was required to restrain him, including the use of pepper spray. Meanwhile, members of Jackson's
going
family
to jail, though,
seated
bro.
in the back of the courtroom started hurling insults at Potter's mother after the sentencing, expressing their hatred and proclaiming that God would be the ultimate judge. Well, not in this courtroom, but also, good luck with them. In our number 9 spot today, we have Erica Butts and Shanita Cunningham. Erica Mae Butts and Shanita Latrice Cunningham faced trial for the tragic killing of an extremely vulnerable person who was under their care. While Cunningham admitted guilt by pleading guilty, Butts opted for an Alford plea, asserting her innocence, but acknowledging the likelihood of conviction if the case went to trial.
Look at this. This is what they do. Once you find out that you're going to prison for life or for like 100 years, bro, you start fainting, start putting up a show. It's like your show, the way out show for you. That's your way out show. It's a ticket, my guy.
Some degree
Great
of
performance.
Their hopes were shattered.
You killed somebody,
the judge
though.
handed down life sentences for both defendants. As the judge announced the severe sentence, Butts experienced a complete breakdown in the courtroom. Overwhelmed with emotions, she let out screams, collapsed, and began hyperventilating. Simultaneously, Cunningham fainted and had to be wheeled out of the courtroom to receive medical attention. The gravity of the situation and the weight of their sentences took an immediate...
Imagine you wake up in a hospital and the doctor is like, all right, she's working up. You take her to jail.
Toll on their composure. In our number 8 spot today, we have Manson Bryant. Manson Bryant, a career criminal found guilty of robbery, kidnapping, and an armed robbery in 2018, had an unexpected change of demeanor during his sentencing. Initially, he spoke in his defense.
Look at this guy. He chopped his fat and is committing crimes. 3 counts. 3 charges, actually. I don't know, kidnapping, robbery, and armed robbery or something like that.
Acknowledging the poor choices he had made, attributing them to substance abuse, and expressing his commitment to personal improvement. He even praised the justice system as a whole and expressed gratitude to the court for its decision.
So far, this sounds like a person who's actually come to terms with what he did. Yeah.
This is all fine and well until everything took a very sharp turn when the judge pronounced a 22-year sentence. In an instant, Bryant's demeanor shifted dramatically. He erupted in anger, unleashing a torrent of curses toward...
It was always show. A minute ago, bro was like, all right, I actually agree with the justice system, and I am accountable for what I've done, and I feel sorry. Then the judge goes like, 22 years to life. Then bro goes like, what the fuck? Seriously, that's what he actually did.
towards the court and hurling accusations of racism towards the judge. His
Sucks.
outburst was prolonged, filled with numerous expletives.
3 charges.
And in
3
response
charges.
to his behavior, the judge imposed an additional 6-year sentence as a consequence.
Bro, you were supposed to go to prison for 22 years. Now you'll be going for 28 years. Almost 30 years. I don't know if you're like 40 or something like that. You'll be out when you're old, bro.
I truly can't imagine what it would feel like to receive a prison sentence at all, let alone a very long one like that. But the response definitely did not do him any favors at all. In our number 7 spot today, we have Michael Marin. This story is unlike the others on this list today, and that is because rather than a freakout, this man did the unthinkable. Michael Marin is a man who had fallen into financial hardship and could no longer afford his mortgage payments, so he devised a desperate plan to solve his problems. After
Let me guess. He put all his money in cryptocurrency. I'm just guessing. He put all his money in cryptocurrency.
His attempt to raffle his mansion for charity failed. He resorted to arson in order to collect insurance money. When Marin was apprehended and brought to trial, he quickly realized the severity of his charges: arson and insurance fraud. The minimum sentence he faced was 7 years, but it could potentially be extended to 21 years, which, given his age of 53, essentially equated to a life sentence in his eyes. When the judge pronounced him guilty, a visible reaction of despair could be seen as Marin raised his hands to his face. However, what no one
This is a broken man right here. Like, for this guy, all right, yeah, he was charged with arson and attempted insurance fraud or something like that. But let me just say this: he just needed the money. He was broke. He was bankrupt. He just needed the money. He's not like these others who killed people and all that stuff. He just needed the money. Like, I feel sorry for bro.
The courtroom knew at the time was that Marin's reaction went beyond mere despair. In a shocking turn of events, he had secretly placed a cyanide capsule in his mouth and washed it down with a drink. Shortly after, he began convulsing, succumbing to the poison in full view of everyone.
I was feeling sorry for you, bro. Then you ended up and just took yourself out. You nabbed yourself, bro. That's sad, man. That's a broken man.
Present. In our number 6 spot today, we have Bass Webb. Bass Webb, already serving a lengthy prison sentence for the slaying of his ex-girlfriend, found himself in even deeper trouble when he committed additional offenses behind bars. Initially sentenced to 50 years for the aforementioned crime, Webb later received a life sentence for another act of the same crime, this time committed during his incarceration. However, his
Bro is arrested. Look at this. Bro is arrested for doing a crime out there, and inside in prison, he's doing more crime. You just have to be a menace. You just have to be a menace for in the last, bro.
Did not stop there. While in jail, Webb faced charges of attempting to take the life of 2 correctional facility employees. The judge presiding over the trial had to recuse herself due to her personal acquaintance with the victims. In a shocking display of disrespect, Webb responded by spitting at the judge.
Look at this guy's forehead. The tattoo says Q Rose. Like, just give him death penalty. Death penalty, anyone, and everyone will agree. Like no cap. Everyone will agree, right? Yeah.
As a result of this contemptible act, he received an additional 37 years added to his sentence for the aforementioned killings. Furthermore, Webb faced a separate trial for his attack on the judge. Considering the significant penalties he had already accumulated, it begs the question, what more did he have to lose? In our number 5 spot today, we have Keith Ferguson. In moments of utter despair, individuals may respond in different ways. While some may choose to accept their circumstances with composure, others, like Keith Ferguson, may exhibit a different reaction. After being found guilty of the killings of his wife and father-in-law, Ferguson received a life sentence without the possibility of
W on that one. He killed his wife and his father's wife. Like, yeah, life sentence feels great.
Judge Mertz
it's a minimum.
Ferguson, acknowledging that while he may not fit the clinical definition of insanity, there was undeniably something fundamentally wrong with him. Mertz emphasized that Ferguson's actions, which deprived an elderly woman of her lifelong partner and 4 children of their mother, solely to satisfy his own selfish desires, deserves the most severe punishment. Interrupting, Ferguson uttered the word justice.
Give him the guillotine.
Judge Mertz continued, stating that justice justice in this case required the most significant and serious penalty. During the sentencing proceedings, Ferguson opted not to stand or raise his hand as requested. Instead, he directed profanities toward those present in the courtroom, expressing a complete disregard for the consequences. Even when removed from the room, his defiance remained evident as he
That's why I say give him the guillotine. Like, no cap. Just give him the guillotine.
Claimed that he would see everyone there in the depths of hell. In our number 4 spot today, we have Randall Moore. Expressing remorse can often play a very significant role in mitigating a severe sentence, but for those devoid of it, redemption remains elusive. Such was the case for Randall Moore, who demonstrated no remorse for the killing of his wife and the shooting of a police officer, resulting in 3 consecutive life sentences. During the court...
Whoa! People get one life sentence and they lose it. And you got 3? I want to see your reaction. I want to see your reaction.
As the victim's mother bravely delivered an impact statement, Moore callously interrupted her, using the opportunity to hurl hurtful insults. He claimed that her daughter despised her and demeaned her as a loser. Throughout the proceedings, Moore made it clear that he harbored no regret.
Still, that doesn't give you the right to kill a person. And the cop on top of that, like, bro. Right now, bro.
And instead assigned blame to the victim's mother and others whom he held responsible for preventing him from seeing his son. Astonishingly, he even went as far as telling the officer he shot that he could have taken his life if he desired, asserting that he had done the officer a favor. Moore's lack of remorse and the contemptuous manner in which he addressed the victim's mother and the wounded officer offer a very chilling glimpse into the dark depths of his character. It underscores the absence of empathy and accountability, further deepening the gravity of his crimes.
He's hollow.
3 spot today, we have Jeremy Christian. The sentencing of Jeremy Christian began on a very tumultuous note as the convicted killer launched into a disturbing tirade, callously expressing regret that he hadn't killed a survivor as well. Christian's heinous act occurred in 2017 when he took the lives of 2 trainers.
Look how our bro is looking. What haircut is that? Where did you get that haircut, bro? The Jello did that to you? Nah. This is your personal haircut, my bro. Dang. Dang, you chopped us fast.
Passengers in Portland and attempted to kill another, ultimately leading to his conviction on 12 charges. During an impact statement in response to the victim expressing her wish for him to suffer in hell, Christian coldly retorted that he would see her there, exacerbating the tension in the courtroom.
Have you hit the comeback? That's crazy. That's crazy. The haircut like that, bro, deserves the guillotine.
George Floyd after directing offensive remarks at the judge, further displaying his utter disregard for decorum and respect. Christian's shocking behavior during the sentencing is a stark reminder of the profound darkness that dwells within him, reflecting a complete lack of empathy and remorse for the lives he took and the pain that he inflicted upon others. He also had the worst haircut I've ever seen on a human being.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you mentioned it, bro. The haircut is fact. He's chopped.
But I just couldn't move on before also mentioning that. Barbara also deserves a life sentence.
Exactly.
In our number 2 spot today, we have Michael Swanson.
Nice one.
Michael Swanson faced trial for the horrific act of taking the lives of 2 people. His criminal rampage began with the merciless killing of a store clerk during a robbery and was tragically repeated at another location. Shockingly, when Swanson was convicted of his heinous crimes, he responded with laughter, displaying a disturbing lack of remorse. During the sentencing proceedings, as the judge delivered the verdict of life imprisonment, a disconcerting smile spread across Swanson's face. Despite the judge's stern warning of potentially extending his sentence, it is uncertain whether such a threat held significant weight given Swanson's apparent detachment and just disregard for the severity of his actions.
He knew what he did and he knew what he was getting, bro.
Throughout the trial and sentencing unveils a deeply troubled individual who seemingly finds amusement in the suffering he has caused. The profound absence of remorse only serves to emphasize the gravity of his crimes and the tragic loss experienced by the victims and their family. In our number 1 spot today, we have
some people are just evil.
This is someone who has had
Bryce Rhodes
outbursts during different court proceedings and someone who often appears to be troublesome in the courtroom. During one of the trials of Bryce Rhodes, who was charged with a triple
He got the face tats and all that. And how many teardrops? 1, 2, 3, 4 teardrops. Guillotine. Give him the guillotine!
Homicide. His behavior as a defendant was characterized by anger, erraticism, and confusion. Despite facing the possibility of the death penalty or life imprisonment, Rhodes displayed a surprising lack of distress. Throughout the court proceedings, Rhodes repeatedly
Look at this man. This man has no regret on his face. That's a man who doesn't give 2 cents about nothing.
Interrupted them with his outbursts. He made unfounded accusations, such as accusing the judge of belonging to a white supremacy group, and in a particularly disturbing act, Rhodes even spit on one of the lawyers involved in the case. He fired his lawyers, made nonsensical statements,
ended up shaving his head bald,
and callously mocked the families of his victims by smiling at them. Rhodes' defense attorney argued that he required a competency test, suggesting that his behavior was indicative of mental health issues. However, the families of the victims viewed this as a mere ploy to waste time and delay justice. All right, guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much.
No, I don't know how he was sentenced, but he was facing life or death sentence. Give him the guillotine. Like for reals, killing let me just say, knobbing somebody's life isn't something great. It's horrific. It's evil. No man will accept that. Anyways, this was a great video. We've learned something. Please don't end up on one of these lists. This was 6 Feet Echo signing out. Peace.